And we're live.
Okay.
Hey, good afternoon, Kat.
Hey, Dan, how you doing?
Doing good, thanks. How are you?
Yeah, pretty good.
Good. It's been a busy week, hasn't it?
Very, very, very busy week. Yes. Yep. Had a
Well,
final walkthrough from hell a couple days ago.
I heard something about that.
Clients are mad. Everybody's mad. Seller, buyers, all the agents. It's like a bee nest. It's like a wasp nest.
Something's in the water. That's all I
I
can say.
don't know what happened there. Well, I do, but we'll get into that later.
Yes,
So interest rates, Dan. Tell me the
what
good
you,
news.
tell you the good news.
Just
What
give it to me in a snapshot.
in a snapshot? I
Yes.
will. Let
Okay.
me share the screen in one snapshot. We'll share the screen. And we're going to look at the 10-year Treasury. Let's bring it up.
Okay, guys, on TikTok, Dan, you guys can't see his screen, but he's putting up the 10-year Treasury where I asked him what interest rates are doing, and he's going to give you a little bit of a background explanation and then tell you what the good news is today.
Yes, rates are collapsing, and I'm not joking. They are collapsing, and it's
Yay!
not
Rates are coming down. Yay! I put a listing on the market yesterday. Woohoo! Good news for my seller.
So I thought I would bring this chart up because it's a 10-year Treasury note chart, and rates have come down. Where do we close here? 3.79%, right? Today. So we're down. It was actually more than that, I think, if I'm not mistaken, after markets. I saw it was down 20 basis points at the close. So let me see if I can update that. See if that's
anyway,
still.
We're talking about why interest rates are down.
Yeah, so let's talk about why that the fact that interest rates are down in a week from basically 4.30% down to 3.79%, call it 3.8. So we're down 50 basis points.
Is that the 10-year Treasury, Dan?
That's the 10-year Treasury, yeah.
Okay.
And honestly, well, it's down that much in 8 days. So if you count it up, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So what happened 8 days ago, which I thought was interesting, I went back and looked, and 8 days ago, let me stop sharing so we can talk. And so this whole saga began 8 days ago. So what happened 8 days ago is that the QCEW was released on July 24th, the quarterly census of employment and wages. And what that report is from the Census Bureau is essentially a truing up, if you will, the final numbers that the BLS reports on a monthly basis. Okay, so the BLS reports it every month, and then they revise it, and then they revise it again, and then eventually 9 months later, you get the actual final numbers that get released by the Census Bureau. Okay, so what happened on July 24th? Well, the BLS had reported that in Q4 of last year, that there were 637,000 job creations, mostly coming from the birth-death model that we're going to talk about. Birth-death does not refer to people necessarily. It's the birth and the death of businesses, okay, specifically small businesses, all right? So the BLS, so the QCEW releases that number and showed that the Bureau of Labor Statistics, after their own revisions downward, were still overstating the number of jobs by 293,000 jobs. So the BLS reported in Q4 of last year that there were 637,000 job creations. And then the QCEW, the final number on that period of time, showed that there were only 344,000 jobs created.
So that's a big discrepancy.
Almost half.
The government actually thought that a lot more jobs were created than actually were created. when they got done crunching the numbers 9 months later.
That's right. That's right. So that took place. And then earlier this.
Sorry, Dan. I got people saying hi to me. Hi, Kitty.
I know.
I got to talk to my fans. I don't have very many, but I appreciate it when they do chime in.
Well, and so what we had since then was we had the ADP number come in, right? And so Wednesday, we'll fast forward a few days to Wednesday. There was an ADP number that came in, and let's see here. And what that was showing. You know what? I think I forgot to add that. Hang on. I'm gonna add it right now. So my apologies. But let me add this stat so you can kind of see it. So we had the ADP number that came in. And where are we?
So in Seattle, it's almost 80 degrees and I'm melting. So for you folks that have weather that gets warmer than that, this is what we're all doing.
Okay, so what happened during on last or this past Wednesday, a couple of days ago, is that there was the ADP number came in and showed that for small businesses, 20 to 49 people in the business, right? They were showing a negative 22,000 jobs. So we lost 22,000 jobs from that category, right? So small businesses, according to ADP, which is private estimates from ADP, which is a payroll company, showed negative 22,000 jobs created in the small business category. The reason I'm pointing to bringing all that stuff up is let's get to today's report. So today's job report came in. They were expecting approximately 175,000 coming from today's jobs report. And we came in at, let's take a look here. Here we go. 114,000. It was like a huge miss. And not only was it 114,000, but they also revised downwards the previous 2 months. In addition to that, remember, we're at 114,000, which is down big from the 175,000 that were expected. But of the 114,000, you had a 246,000 increase, like was added to that figure from the small business birth death model adjustment from the BLS. So ADP says negative 22,000. The BLS says plus 246. There's something terribly wrong right now with that birth death adjustment. And I know I've been very lenient with the Bureau of Labor Statistics up to this point, but there are some real question marks about what is going on with this birth death adjustment because it's just so obvious. It's just so
far off. Yeah.
It's so far off. Without this 246,000 jobs that were added by the birth death adjustment, we would be solidly, well, you subtract 114,000 minus the 246 and
it would be job losses. Yeah.
Yeah, you're at like a negative 130,000, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Instead of a positive 114. So it's serious, right? Yeah. I mean, it's a very serious situation. It's not something that the markets took lightly. And so what happened? Well, what happened is, let me share that screen, is we had today's, well, it's really been a 3-day onslaught. We'll go back to the treasuries. And we ended up with just a bloodbath. Well, not really a bloodbath if you're looking at people who are buying treasuries like crazy, right? So, and you can see that it looks like a sell-off, but it's a sell-off in yields, which means a lot of money is moving from the stock market into the bond market. And so we actually closed at the best interest rates of 2024 today.
Yeah.
Now,
yeah, they're
said that,
definitely
like
they're
I
at their
said, we've
lowest
come,
point. At the lowest point.
they're at their lowest point, and they've come down 50 basis points in 8 days with
Okay,
just,
there you go, a 0.5% in 8 days. That's what I was looking for, Dan.
yeah, just a huge number.
That's
So
a big number.
it's just crazy.
Yeah.
You know, and
So
the
that's
reason
going
for
to help
all this,
buyers. That's going to help buyers going forward.
for all,
Right,
is
Dan?
this me? Hi,
Can
Kat,
you
can
hear
you hear
me?
me?
I can hear you. You can't hear me
Okay.
again?
You're coming in, your audio is coming in a little pixelated.
Oh, that's weird. Huh.
Yeah.
I'm talking.
So there you go. Now I can hear you
Huh.
fine. Now it's good.
So
Okay,
can
so
we move on to the stats then?
now we can move on to the stats. Yes, I just want, there's a long way for me to say crazy day. And
Yeah, no, and I really wanted people to hear like how much they had come down over the past 8 days, and we know it's a 0.5%, and that's a lot of money per month on a house payment for a buyer. So that makes the market more affordable, and the market has slowed down around here somewhat, and so and so prices, there's a lot of price reductions going on. And so I think it'll be a much more buyer-friendly market going forward this next week. Can we start with King?
let's start with King. There we
Okay.
go.
Okay. Here we go. Let's get some stats out here, you guys. Hey, and by the way, thanks, Abe. Thanks for the compliment on my garden. Okay. So King County, 1.4 month supply of inventory in King County, and that has remained stable for the last couple of weeks. 41% of homes went pending within the first 7 days on the market if they listed their home between July 14th and July 20th. We had 49% of homes go under contract within the first 14 days on the market in King County if they listed their home between June 30th and July 13th. And we had 35% of sellers set offer review days in King County. So fewer homes are being listed right now. So that seemed to top out a couple of weeks ago. We're starting to see that inventory coming down a little bit. So, and I think part of that is due to, I see quite a few cancellations of listings. So I think some people kind of got stars in their eyes, put their house on the market and said, I'm not going to get what I want for it, so I'm going to cancel my listing and take it off the market. So I did see quite a few of those this past week. Lots and lots of price reductions, several hundred price reductions in King County this past week. So some sellers getting stars in their eyes. And so hopefully that's not the case with my new listing that I just put on the market. I have no showing scheduled for. Jeez, yet. All right, Snohomish County, Dan?
Snohomish County sounds good. If I can find it, hang on. It's here.
He's looking for the graphic, guys.
There we go.
Okay. All right. Snohomish County, 1.3 months supply of inventory. 33% of homes sold within the first 7 days on the market if they listed their home between July 7th and July 13th in Snohomish County. So that number has come down. But the second week number is not too bad. So within the first 2 weeks. So 50% of homes that were listed between June 30th and July 13th went under contract within the first 14 days.
Hey, Kat, I apologize for interrupting.
Yeah.
Could you go back to the homes pending within 7 days on the market? Was that listed for the July 4th? I've got July 14th to July.
Oh, what did I say? Who knows what I said on that? Let's see. 33% of homes in Snohomish County went under contract within the first 7 days if they listed their home between July 13th and July 14th and July 20th. I don't know what I said.
There we go.
I got that wrong, you guys. Thanks for the hearts. It's just proving I'm human. Not that that's ever been in question. Anyway, yeah, and 50% of homes in Snohomish County went under contract within the first 14 days on the market if they listed between June 30th and July 13th. So the 2-week data is not looking so bad, but I will tell you that 1-week data is more recent, right? And so we're going to start feeling a little more nervous as sellers because it's just been such a strong seller's market recently. So 29% of sellers in Snohomish County set offer review dates, and that is way down. So we're kind of getting to the point where should we set an offer review date, and the feeling is, you know, soon going to be probably not running off buyers at this point in Snohomish County. So that's Snohomish County. I don't have my normal table, Dan. I'm having to do this page by page because I didn't put together the table. Well, I know. Okay. I just ran out of time and I forgot to do it.
That's okay.
All right, Pierce County.
Pierce, let's go to Pierce.
Let's do Pierce. Pierce County. So in Pierce County, 21% of sellers got under contract within the first 7 days on the market if they listed their home between July 14th and July 20th. 34% of sellers in Pierce County got under contract within the first 14 days on the market if they listed their home between June 30th and July 13th. 15% of sellers set offer review dates. And Pierce County, fairly steady at 1.6 months supply of inventory. That's Pierce. Want to do Mason?
Let's do Mason. I got to tell you, I've got a bold prediction when we're done. A bold prediction.
Bold prediction. All right. Okay.
I want to get done first.
Dan's prediction here in just a minute. Okay, Mason County. 26% of homes went under contract within the first 7 days on the market if the sellers listed between July 14th and July 20th. So just 1 week back, guys. 32% of sellers in Skagit County got under, no, 32% of sellers in Mason County got under contract within the first 14 days on the market if their home was listed between June 30th and July 13th. 17% of sellers in Mason County decided to set offer review dates. And Mason County still at about 2.3 months supply of inventory. So they have almost a normal market going there with the really attractive listings selling fairly quickly. So Mason County.
Mason County, yeah.
Okay, Skagit County. I had some really good data I was going to share too. Dang it, Dan. I pulled some cool data today. Or, yeah, the other day. Okay, Skagit County. 24% of homes went pending within the first 7 days on the market if the sellers listed between July 14th and July 20th. 48% of homes went pending within the first 7 days if sellers were listed between June 30th and July 13th. 13% of sellers in Skagit County decided to set offer review dates. And Skagit County sitting at 1.6 months supply of inventory. Skagit County has a pretty good market going. They get, 48% in 2 weeks is a good number.
That is a good number.
That's a really good number. So Kitsap County.
Kitsap. Let's go over to Kitsap.
I'm going to have to go get my book and just quickly breeze through a few stats really quick.
Okay. Kitsap. Oh, there we are.
So Kitsap County, 26% of sellers got under contract within the first 7 days on the market if they listed their home between July 13th, July 14th, and July 20th. I'm going to get that right, guys. 41% of sellers in Kitsap County got under contract within the first 14 days on the market if they listed their home between June 30th and July 13th. 26% of sellers set offer review dates. I think Sochi might be on. Hi, Sochi. All right. And I've got, let's see, we've got 1.4 months supply of inventory for Kitsap County.
So I got a quick question for you. I apologize. Sure. Social media question. Now, when you're on TikTok, do they send you any hearts or do they just send you diamonds?
Oh, Amanda says it's Friday. I know, it is Friday. What day did I say it was? But I know it's Friday. It's not Monday. I'm sorry. I listed a house this week. My photography got pushed back to Wednesday afternoon, and anyway, all hell broke loose this week. I'm showing in concrete on Sunday. I'm in Auburn doing a listing appointment on Saturday. I've got an open house today, tomorrow, and Sunday in Everett, a couple miles from my house, which is lovely. Yeah, it's been kind of crazy. So hi, Amanda.
Hi, Amanda.
Let's see. I am gonna go grab my stats book.
Okay.
Hey, Dan, did you have a question? Were you going to ask a question when I interrupted you?
Well, I just had something I forgot to mention on the when we're kind of going through the interest rate stuff and the jobs data and all that kind of stuff. I'll make it real quick. So basically, one thing that's really interesting, talking about the monthly change in the employment numbers right here, 114,000. But what's interesting is the unemployment rate went to 4.3%. Which I believe, I'm trying to remember, all of the Fed governors except for two, are now out of the lottery or the bingo card. It's off. Nobody thought it was going to go except for I think two out of the Fed governors.
Oh, they didn't think unemployment was going to go to 4.3%.
4.3%. Yeah, and this was just released. Yeah, it was just released, a couple months ago. I mean, things are changing fast. Anyway, let's get back to the good stuff.
I think it's interesting. What's going on with interest rates not right now. I mean, that's
they're in the process. Yeah, they're in the process of resetting. I mean, there's no question that now the question is when, but at some point in the next few months, you are going to see significantly lower interest, continuation of significantly lower rates. I'm hesitating because we're way oversold, or we're at an extreme right now. So there may be some pullback, but I do think by September, October, you're going to be in the 3.5% range and maybe lower, to be honest with you. So, I mean, I think the last lows we got to last year, like the big lows that we've got in place right now are right around 3.38, and we're going to break that. I don't think
you're talking about Treasury. I think we're confusing. We're talking about Treasury.
Not mortgage rates. Sorry, we're talking Treasury notes. Sorry.
Yeah, Treasury bills.
Yeah, us mortgage guys tend to talk in Treasury rates. Sorry.
You're confusing my people.
I know. Sorry about that.
And me.
Okay, so what?
I thought it's interesting. So I was looking at the number of homes that were listed just last week. So this is really as current as we can get. And in King County, there were 425 homes listed, and 386 went pending. So that doesn't include the cancellations, right? So we could be seeing some inventory being chewed up there. That's just really, those numbers are very close. And in addition to expireds and pending, or not pendings, in addition to expireds and canceled listings, that actually could be chewing up that number of, that were listed, is what I'm trying to say. So in Snohomish, 137 homes were listed last week, and 135 went pending. So we'll probably have inventory being chewed up in Snohomish County as well, if you assume that there's going to be some people that took their homes off the market and listings that expired as well. I'm going
to go out on a limb here, Kat, and I'm going to say the combination of interest rates and with the number of listings and the number of homes pending in the first 7 days has been a little weak, and all that kind of stuff. I gotta say, I think this might be the best weekend of the year to go out and buy a house right now. I do.
I agree, and I think y'all should come to my open house. We should probably switch gears and talk about my new listing.
Oh, okay.
We gotta squeeze that in, because you guys, I gotta do a neighbors only open house in Silver First this evening. So from 4:30 to 5:30 is for the neighbors only, and then I listed it as a public open house from 5:30 to 6:30. So I went out today in Silver First Townhomes and I loaded myself up with 84 brochures and 84 invitations. And I went door to door in Silver First Townhomes and handed those to all the neighbors, and there are 84 of them so far. There's 180 total. I'm not going to make all of them, but I'm trying. So today I hit the ones on the Greenbelt and the ones across the street from my new listing on 137th Place Southeast. It's a 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath townhome listed for $650,000. And let's see what I do with some pictures here. You got the floor plan up there, Dan. I think you can scroll down maybe.
Let's see if I can.
So here's a picture of it.
Oh, hang on. Hang on. You've got an idiot apartment here.
He's got the floor plan. You got to go down. Yeah, I didn't order those pictures yet. I need to put them in the right order. But anyway, these are nice old townhomes. They've got 1-car attached garages. You can walk from the garage into the house. Yeah.
Oh, look at that inside. It's beautiful.
Isn't it pretty? So yeah, if you can find the kitchen photo. So the kitchen, that's this top picture right here is the kitchen. It's a brand new kitchen. Those are brand new cabinets, brand new quartz countertops, new lighting in the kitchen and dining. Really beautiful. Very beautiful. Big kitchen with lots of cabinets, you guys. And then right next to the kitchen is the dining area. And then it's basically a great room setup. So it's got a nice family, can't say that, a nice living area that has, yeah, there you go. The sliding glass doors to the fenced backyard. It's fully fenced. It's not a huge yard, you guys, but it's a yard. There's a side yard and there's a backyard and there's a patio. It's a good sized patio. And you look at a green belt. The coup de grace for this place is you actually look at a green belt, and this is the green belt. See that? It's just beautiful trees. And there's 3 miles in trails behind this unit. So there's 3 miles in trails through that green belt.
Is there enough room in the backyard to barbecue?
It's plenty of room for barbecuing. They show 2 chairs there, but there's plenty of room for a big patio setup.
I gotta admit, I can see myself barbecuing back there and then hoisting a couple, nice cool drinks in the summertime. That looks fantastic.
Right? I know. So I'm going to show you guys a couple more pictures here. So you can see the family room there, or I'm sorry, living room to the backyard.
Okay.
And then the primary bedroom is this right here. That is the size of 2 bedrooms. And I'm not joking about that. You totally could partition off part of it and use it as an office. There's those 2 huge windows looking out that green space back there. It's just lovely. I use the word serene and tranquil in my listing descriptions, and that's no joke.
Is it this one right here?
So quiet back in there.
Got the right bedroom up?
That is the primary bedroom. See those 2 big giant windows? It just the photography doesn't make it look as big as it is. It's just enormous. And then the primary bathroom has been pretty much completely updated. It's got the original tub, but there's a brand new sliding glass door on it. There's a brand new vanity, new mirror, new lighting. It's got new flooring, wood plank flooring in there. So it's beautiful. It's $650,000, but it's gorgeous. And you've got a 1-car attached garage, and then you can park 2 cars in the driveway in front of it. And everybody that's got one of those pretty much can do the same in there. So it's really nice. Yeah, so right there. So it's only 1-car garage, but you can see the parking area also goes over to where the sidewalk is. So there's plenty of room to park 2 cars, and everybody does that.
Oh, nice.
Pretty easy to do. But I wanted to tell you guys a little bit about, so yeah, here's the vanity. Pretty.
Oh, you want me to go and the vanity?
Yeah, go to the vanity. The vanity is really beautiful. I don't know if you can see it. There it is right there. Yeah. Yeah, it's gorgeous, you guys. Primary bathroom's really, it's not large, but it's darling. It really is. So I was putting together my cinematic video just really quickly, Dan. So I had to put my photography off because rain. So I originally had photography scheduled for Monday at noonish, which would have been ideal. I would have had time to get my my collateral ready, my flyers, brochures, my invitations, all the paper marketing that I like to do in time to get the listing to go on the market on Thursday. And in fact, it rained on Monday, and I didn't want to risk trying to do a skit sort of thing in the rain. So for my cinematic video. So what we did for a transition is this. I called my stager and I said, Amanda, and by the way, this gal, Amanda, if you need a stager, oh my God, she charged me $2,500 and she did an amazing job. My other stager, $3,200. So was the quote. So if she needs business and you need a good stager, she's a good girl to call. I called Amanda and I'm like, hey, Amanda, I'm doing the cinematic video and I want to do this cute transition using a football. And I said, so would you come help me? Could you throw the football for me? And so she said, oh, sure. She's like, when should I shoot on? 3:00. I'm like, okay. So we're all there at 3:00 and it's getting hot. It's like 75 degrees. This was the day before yesterday. And I've got my black suit jacket, and a pantsuit on. Oh, I can't. Anyway, it did start getting warm. But anyway, so her and I started practicing throwing the football because the gist of it was I was going to say, this lovely Silver First townhome is, and then I would throw the football in a spiral, theoretically. And my photographer got down low so she could see it going up into the sky. And then my stager, Amanda, would catch it, right? So that was kind of what we were doing in theory. So I had to do quite a few takes of that in the sun. And then we went in the backyard, and this is what's fun. So my photographer said, why don't you throw her the football so she's catching it from the back window? So I said, when I threw it, I'm like, this lovely Silver First townhome is, and then in the backyard, Amanda was throwing me the football from the window. So I'm looking up and I'm reaching up for the football, right? And I catch it. And then I'm like, is a fabulous catch. And then I go on to say some other stuff about the townhome. But that was my transition into, just from the front yard to the backyard. And then you see another shot of me cutting to the front door and saying, let's check it out, kind of thing. So I'm hoping to get that cinematic video back sometime today. I haven't seen it yet. We didn't do as many takes as we normally do, so I don't know if I was better than average or she just gave up trying to get good shots of me. But anyway, it was a lot of fun. So we actually kept the football. She actually had me in the house when I started talking about the kitchen. She had me walk over, slam the football down on the counter, and then look at the camera and start talking about the sleek kitchen countertops and how the kitchen's a chef's delight and all that stuff. So I think it's going to turn out well. I'm hoping to use that in marketing. So
okay, I've got to throw in my 2 cents since you're talking about these action shots.
Yes.
Okay, so next time, because fall's coming up, football season's coming up, right? So,
that's right.
So you could do one of these transitions again. So, but instead of slamming the football down, what you need to do, I'll show you. So whoops, let's see if we can get the camera on me here. Okay, so you'll be running around. You have the football in one hand, right? And then give it the old Heisman pose, which is kind of like that, right? You can't quite see my knee up, but my knee is up like that. And so you give it the old Heisman Trophy pose. That's
yeah, I didn't work that one in this time. But I didn't do the running around the house thing that I talked about doing. I actually just kept my suit on the whole time. And I wanted it to be where I'm talking through the video. I didn't want it to be like what the other guy did, which was, he threw a football over the house and then he ran through the house and the photographer followed him. And, it was kind of cute, but you didn't really get a sense of the house. And so I wanted mine to be a little cleaner and more about the house than me running through it and, doing the action stuff. So I kind of shortened it up and I just went, okay, I'm just going to do the transition in the front backyard for fun. And then we'll move right into, let's talk about the house. So that's kind of how I did that. But my photographer wanted to work the football in again inside. And that was really fun. So I left the football there with her when she was doing some other photography. And I think she may have kept it on the counter to do some shots. And then she left it at the entry on the entry table when she left. So I think she may have incorporated it into some shots just for fun. So
Sounds like fun.
So that's my new listing in Silver Firs townhomes. So you guys, if it's $650,000, interest rates are down, as you heard Dan say. If you know anybody that might be interested in a 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath, the HOA dues $155 a month, and they handle the entire outside. They wash the windows twice a year on the outside. They take care of the street. They take care of the exterior, the vinyl exterior, and the roof. They replaced the roofs about 5 years ago. And so this HOA is amazing. Everyone that lives, I talked to a bunch of neighbors today. They're so happy with the HOA. They really, really are. And by the way, the other thing I want to mention, so it's in Everett School District, but because the way the school districts recently redistrict their boundaries or whatever they call that, they're technically in, what school is that? It's on the other side of I-5. I think it's a Cascade. I can't remember what it's called. Anyway, so they're getting vouchers to go to Glacier, which that's the Snohomish School District, I believe, Glacier Peak. And so a lot of the kids that live in Silver Firs townhomes, the parents have gotten them waivers to be able to go to the local school that's really close to their location. It's within
cool.
So I think that's really good to know. It's not something that's easy for me to advertise, but it's something we can certainly talk about. I think in my listing, I'm going to say, ask me about the schools, and I could just pass along what some of the neighbors did share with me today. It's one of the reasons I like walking the neighborhood, is what I call it, handing out brochures and stuff, is because I really get a lot of good information. Like, I didn't know there was a 3-mile trail system right behind Frank's house, and there's an access right down his street. So I saw that.
Cool. Yeah.
And then there's a playground for kids just at the end of his street. And then there's also the basketball court at the beginning when you first turn on 137th Place Southeast. So, and there's Safeway right around this corner from him. There's Subway. There's Applebee's Bar and Grill, or Grill and Bar. And then there's, what else is in there? Papa Murphy's Taking Big Pizza. There's a coffee place, Visible Roasters, I believe. There's the YMCA literally at the end of his street. It's literally a couple doors down.
Wow.
And then, listen, you can walk to all the schools, the elementary as well as the middle school, Gateway Middle School. And that has a 9 rating on, is it school grades or grader grades? I can't remember what the name of the website is that grades schools, but it's got a rating of 9. So people seek out Gateway Middle School. Silver Firs Elementary is also a highly rated school. So anyway, you guys can go on whatever school rating site you use, but that's
the thing is, it's a beautiful home, and it's in a great
It is beautiful, and it's a great floor plan. It's a very functional floor plan. Washer dryers on the main floor there as you walk in the front door. That closet in front of you is the full-size washer dryer, and then the door to the right goes straight into the garage. It's just a great floor plan. So the hallway that you come into from the garage as well as from the front door, it's the same hallway. So it goes right into the kitchen area. So you're carrying groceries, you can drop them off right away.
There you go. There you go.
It's a great floor plan, and it's got, the white vinyl windows. I think there's one seal in one of the windows downstairs that's failed, but otherwise than that, they all look really good.
Right.
So, and I think the fenced backyard is quite the coup, but that facing that green belt is everything because you get the privacy.
Right.
So anyway,
that's nice.
That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. So anyway, that's kind of what's been going on in the real estate world, Dan. I got people looking. I got clients down in Auburn, and I am listing that house. It's on the Green River. I guess I can't talk about it too much because I get in trouble for that. But there's a house that's coming up on the market in Auburn on the river that's right on their backyard. So that'll be interesting. I'm going to take a look at that on Saturday. but they just need some help getting it ready for market. And so I may be reaching out to the contractors to see what we can do there.
What's the headline? What's the headlines going to be? Like Fisherman's Paradise?
I don't know. I wanted to think of a transition that I could utilize, like the river, right? So, I mean, you could always do the fishing one. This house is a great catch and pull yourself a fish out of the river, something like that. But that's a little corny, but I don't mind it. I think it's kind of fun. It's apropos for where it's located.
That's right.
Right. But anyway, and then we could always do like a basketball one. I could have done a basketball one for Frank. It's the problem with the basketball ones is like I want to say this home's a slam dunk, and I can't get up to the rim unless I got on a ladder. There's no dunking on basketball for me. So, anyway,
the thing is, when you get to my age, it's not going up; it's the coming down. That's the problem, right? Well, no, actually, it's not that big.
I think the problem for me is going up and coming down.
Well, I was just going to say, yes, it's going up and coming down because I don't have quite the
I don't know what you're talking about, Dan.
Well, I don't have the vertical jump that I used to. It's a sad thing.
People even made fun of me on my one video from Paradise Lake Estates because I did that little jump.
Oh, yeah.
Jump, and then I jumped. And they're like, that's the smallest jump I've ever seen. I'm like, well, you don't want me falling down, do you?
Yeah, but to be fair, you had your good shoes on too. So
I had my pretty shoes on. Yes. Yeah.
Yes, that's right. So,
that's very true.
Anyway.
So
on that note, I know you're busy. Thank you very much for taking your time out for the.
Yeah, I wanted to do this. I like going live once a week with you, Dan, and I like being able to cut this up into little videos and stuff. And I haven't really been doing that much lately because I've been waiting for my carpal tunnel to heal. Right. And that's just not happening as fast as I'd like. So I'm going to have to just give up on that, I think. May have to just sign up for surgery.
Hopefully it gets better. It's a slow thing, slow healing process.
Yeah, but I can't just keep not posting. I haven't posted for over a month. Yeah. So I've got to jump back on the horse. I just can't. Because every time it starts to get better, then I've got a listing, or a buyer wants to buy a house. And I'm like all back at it again. And it's the typing thing. It's not just the social media stuff, but it's the typing using your fingers. So anyway, so I, carpal tunnel, dang it. I had it back like 30 years ago and then it went away because I stopped working for about a year and a half when I bought my house up here and was able to take some time off because stock market did a lot of good things for me back in the day.
That's a good thing.
Including help me buy a house. So, invest your money, but I would invest it in real estate. The stock market does this.
Up and down.
And then when it does this, it's just terrifying. And it sucks your bank account dry. So much better off in real estate. So I'm just going to say that.
Oh, gosh.
Anyway, Dan, what do you got ahead of you for the weekend?
What do we have ahead of us for the weekend? Well, I'm going to go out and meet some folks myself.
You going to do door knocking?
I'm going to do door knocking. Yeah.
We're both going to be door knocking tomorrow morning because I'm going to do that again tomorrow morning.
Yeah, it's good to get out to meet people. It's really good. And now that the interest rates have come down 0.5%.
You have something to say to them.
I got something to say. Yes, I can walk out. I'll have a spring in my step.
You will. You'll be your head held high. I'm the lender, and we've got interest rates down.
And I
a long time.
And I called it 9 months ago.
You did call it. You did call it. He got it. He finally got it right, guys. He's been saying interest rates are going to come down for 2 years.
They
finally did. See, that's the thing in real estate or in lending. You can, 50% of the time you're going to be right. You say, oh, the market's going to crash. Well, eventually it will, whether it's 5 years from now, 10 years from now, or tomorrow, right? You can also say with more certainty, the real estate market's going to go up because it almost always goes up. So you're really safe saying that. So I always feel very comfortable predicting the market's going to go up.
Before we go, I want to come up with my bold prediction.
Oh, what's your bold prediction?
My bold prediction is next week on the open houses, it's going to improve. You're going to get a lot better with the numbers that we're looking. Because right now, this week it's a little weak.
So you think with the stats they're going to get better
I
next
think
week?
the stats are going to get better next week, and I think this week is going to be a better buying opportunity than next week for people that are looking to buy. That's my prediction.
Well,
We'll
so
see.
it's not going to be reflected in the stats next week, right? It'll be reflected in the following week. So because this
In 2 weeks.
Monday is going to reflect last week, right? Not even this week. So I
Right.
think the data will improve in about 2 weeks. It's
2
going to take
weeks.
a couple weeks for us to get to that where we actually, because this last week I don't think was very good.
Yeah,
My feeling is the market was pretty slow this last week.
that's right.
That's my feeling. And especially giving the number of calls I'm getting on my listing, I'm saying the market is pretty slow. The last listing I had was not my phone blowing up, but I had really, really crazy open houses. We're gonna see how the open house is tonight. So 4:30
I
to
remember
6:30.
the one that we did back in, what was it, April? I think we did one.
Yeah, that was amazing. Yep.
That one had a lot of calls. A lot of
Yeah,
calls.
South Everett. Yeah, lots. That was kind of crazy. We only ended up with 2 offers on that, but we got $31,000 over asking price.
Right. It only takes one extra offer, as you
That's right.
say.
So on Frank's, the one we're doing this evening, you guys, the one I just listed yesterday for $650, we decided not to set an offer review date right now, but let me tell you the strategy. So the strategy is we're going to see how the activity is yesterday and today. And so far, I will say that there's just not a lot happening. Gotten a few phone calls and I've gotten a couple of text messages inquiring mainly about whether there's a rental cap or not. And I don't believe there is. I found on another listing that was in there that an agent had a one sheet in there that actually said that there was no rental cap. So I don't believe there is a rental cap in there. That's Silver First Townhomes in Everett, South Everett. And so we decided to kind of take the temperature of the market by holding an open house today. And so that's why, I went out and I passed out 84 flyers so far, actually brochures, $2 a pop, plus an invitation, another probably $1 a pop. But anyway, so I passed out 84 invitations and brochures today, and in hopes of generating some interest for the open house tonight. And we'll see how that goes. So we'll see if I get, 10 groups through or 20 groups through, or if we kind of get the doors blown off. I'm not expecting a lot of activity, but I wasn't out at my Paradise Lake Estates either. And actually that was my Friday open house was off the charts. So we'll see how this one does.
Well, keep our fingers crossed. Yeah.
So I think I might have to park down the street just to make sure we keep some spots open, because we've got 2 spots in front of the house and then there's street parking. But if there's, it just depends on how many cars are in there. That's a neighborhood that does get quite a few cars parked after work. So
hopefully you don't have to hire any valets or anything.
You're being funny, Dan. Anyway,
the sad part is I'm trying to be funny, but I'm failing big time. I'm just totally.
That's what I do too. Like I try to be funny, and then no one else thinks I'm funny. I think I'm funny. I'm laughing at myself, and nobody else is laughing, and I'm like, geez,
Jeez, they're laughing at me this time, not with me. Oh, yeah. Right. So, well, on that note, Kat,
are we done, Dan? Are we wrapping it up?
I think we're done. I think we are.
It's good because I got sun on my back. It's getting hot over here. See the sun?
I can see the sun. Yes.
Yeah. Yes. And I got sweat dripping down my cheeks. Anyway, thanks for doing this today, Dan. I appreciate it.
Well, thank you, Kat. And we'll be seeing you next week. And,
yes, we will. Probably on Monday or Tuesday, I'm going to guess.
Monday or Tuesday sounds good.
Yeah. Okay. See you later. Signing off, everybody. Bye. Thanks for joining.
Bye-bye.